Our sport is elevating.
As this is the World Championships.
To reach the GOAT status, you have to win World Championships.
It would mean everything to me.
It would change my life.
This is the moment.
Do you want to go down to the end of the world with me?
For whom would a Worlds win mean the most?
Nicholas Ontala
Yeah.
in front of the home crowd.
I have the monkey on my back to win the 18th. And my 18th year would be pretty cool too.
Maybe we're not in the Kristen era anymore.
I can see and feel all the people expectations.
I'm feeling set, feeling very equipped for this week.
It always feels good to win.
I think it's a challenge to me, so I think that's why I enjoy it so much.
It feels amazing to reach my goal of becoming world champion.
This frame right here, oh my God, it's iconic.
If I leave it all, I won't be left behind. Do you want to go down to the end of the world with me? Get to the last time it's gone. Prove that we're not empty. Leave this place and chase those dreams that you and I always dreamed of. Try it if we fail. We can blame it all on whatever we want.
Wow. Hello and welcome to the 2025 PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Championships presented by Discmania. We're for the first time ever having the World Championships in Finland. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot keys.
Honk. First time ever out of the States.
Truly the World Championships now.
Yeah, it's a real deal. Before we get going, we have one quick thing we want to tell you about.
Yeah, our fourth and final tour series of the year. We're collaborating with Infinite Discs, bringing you the Emperor. This is an S-Blend Halo plastic. The Halo gives it some nice stability. This is a mold that I bag. I highly recommend it. Get you one at JomezPro.com.
Let's get it started. We are out here at Nokia Disc Golf Park, aka The Beast. You've heard of it. Maybe you love it. A lot of people don't. I'm just kidding. It's just exactly living up to its namesake. It is a beast of a course. A lot of roped OB, a lot of challenging shots, but a nice friendly one out the gate at 322 feet. A nice little hyzer shot to this sloped green with an elevated basket. We are in Nokia, Finland.
The reigning world champion, representing Finland, Eveliina Salonen!
What a special moment for Eveliina. First off the tee at the first ever World Championships in her home country.
Yeah, she's gotten to play these courses a million times. These are her home courses. I think especially this one, if I remember correctly. She has a lot of experience here. She's won multiple tournaments here. Just a little early out of the hand off hole one.
Next to tee, representing Finland, Silva, Saarinen.
Silva coming off her win at the European Disc Golf Festival last week and a half. I'm sure she's really excited to play, as always.
And what an opportunity to defend a major also at home.
Very true. And that's a nice looking shot to start.
Two different types of defending titles here this week with Eveliina and Silva.
Next to team, representing the USA, Cadence Burge.
Cadence having just one of the most insane seasons so far. She had a little bit of a slower start to the very beginning of the season, but as we moved into the mid-season in the Midwest, she has just picked up the pace. She's unstoppable on the putting green. I heard she was hitting circle 2 putts left and right during the World's Mixed Doubles Championships, which she got a tie for second.
Oh boy. Such a good start.
And teeing off next, the 4-time British champion, Rachel Turton.
We've seen Rachel before. She hasn't been in the U.S. as much this year, but she plays all over Europe. She's a great player, lots of distance, got forehand and backhand. Should be a fun watch.
And those left trees are red hot on the heat map. A lot of players coming out a little bit early and finding those. There's no OB that you're worried about here, but for whatever reason, everyone just lets their disc go a teeny bit earlier here. Eveliina with a little flex forehand to the green. What a great touch shot.
Yeah, those center grouping of trees really draw your disc in.
This played as the 3rd easiest hole of the day. One of a handful that averaged under par.
Yeah, there really aren't that many FPO tee pads or baskets out here. There are a few, but it's a tough course. I think it'll score better. Ooh, nice putt from Silva.
It'll score better if you're hitting your long putts.
Yeah, it will.
Really a lot. The type of play at this course is throwing really high level, high risk shots and finding yourself deep in circle 1 or in circle 2. The players that are able to convert those putts are the ones that are going to come out on top.
And I like the Monster better, but I do think it can be easier to find birdies out here, particularly for the big arms. And a rare miss from Cadence. She's going to have nearly a circle's edge comebacker at 25.
A nice comeback putt from Cadence. All of them feel like testers on this elevated basket, especially on hole 1. The field is split in 2 this week, so any stats I'm giving are for, I believe there's 88 competitors, and half in the A pool are playing the Beast, and the other half in the B pool are playing the Monster. So I'll be giving you stats from just, I believe, the top 44 players. Playing the Beast.
Hi, what's up guys? It's Paul. I'm here to tell you that today's video is sponsored by Vessi. Some of my favorite features that Vessi gives you is they are waterproof, not water resistant, waterproof. Big difference there, keep your foot completely dry. Of course, when you find a shoe, you want comfort. That's exactly what Vessi gives you. It's the most comfortable shoe that I've ever played in. When we're playing on the tour, we're playing a lot of rounds. We're covering a lot of ground, so you need to make sure that you have a comfortable shoe, and that's exactly what Vessi gives you. So you have comfort, they're also waterproof, but the most important part about having a great shoe on tour is the grip. These work well on concrete, turf, fairway, bad situations. Best grip that I've ever had as far as a shoe goes. I started wearing Vessi Stormburst this year. I absolutely fell in love with them. You can get them in the high top, the low top. Like I said already, that the grip is fantastic and they look pretty cool too. If you want to give Vessi a shot, you can get 15% off your first order. All you have to do is go to vessi.com/JomezPro. That's vessi.com/JomezPro for 15% off.
What's up guys, this is Ezra Robinson. I'm here to show you why I use the Disc Raptor and why it's probably my favorite bag accessory I've ever had. This thing is fantastic because it keeps your towels from getting muddy and it's super easy to wash. You can just throw it right in the washing machine. It's got that turf in there to really grab that mud. Go pick yourself one up at discraptor.com. I use mine all the time. I love it. Can't recommend it high enough. So.
Hole 2 is a par 3, 312 feet. I think plays a little bit longer though. We got this OB line on the left-hand side that really comes into play. There's a mandatory on the right too, but I don't really know who's thinking about going to the right of that. There is OB right that I suppose you could find if you really overturn one on the backhand or maybe skip on the sidearm. What do you think? More sidearms on this one or more backhands?
I think with our current lead card, we're going to see more backhands, but I think we're going to see more sidearms than ever this year from the FPO field. I am shocked, honestly, to see the 312 number. I feel like it plays more like 350.
Yeah, 340 easy.
Yeah, it's a pretty big shot. They really did pull the OB in a little bit this year as well, especially as you get down closer to the basket. You see this all the time, cut rolls out of bounds. I saw a disc earlier almost land out of bounds right and then cut roll all the way across to the left. It's a tough shot, and especially when you're feeling a little nervy here. We had a bit of a tailwind. It's very easy to lose control of that nose angle.
That's why the forehand's nice. It's obviously harder to get it there. Not very many ladies have this kind of power. Eveliina finding circle's edge. But usually you can find inbounds easier and not get that squirrely ground play.
Yeah, in years prior, I've almost thought about just throwing a mid, like a flippier mid, and just taking my par. But it does feel just a little too close to do that. Cadence looking like she's putting a good move on this disc. And you see a ton of shots ending up in that edge of circle 1, circle 2 range on the short side.
Rachel gonna show us her sidearm.
Little power grip action.
Yeah, little tiny bit. Oh, wow.
So good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was good, but dang, I haven't seen it in a minute.
I played with Rachel at the European Disc Golf Festival last week in Estonia, and she puts a move on a disc, both backhand and forehand. I feel like she's gotten more distance, definitely since the last time I've played with her.
I think particularly on the forehand. She's always had a big backhand, but I don't know. That was very impressive. Again, it does play farther than that 312 number.
100%. Yeah, only 312, 9 out of 43 competitors got to circle 1 in regulation, and while 20 got to circle 2.
And these are the top 44 rated women in the world.
In the world, yeah. And Cadence, though, doesn't need to get close. She's just going to can a circle 2 putt. That's a huge birdie.
And let's get going with a Slomez here on hole 2.
Looks like she's at about 40 feet.
And I'm sure that's going to help her shake off that missed putt on hole 1. Great birdie. Eveliina from circle's edge.
Oh, a really confident bid, just a tiny bit low, but nice angle, nice speed.
Silva after the OB, looking at a bogey.
Yeah, only 8 birdies on hole 2 today. This is one that I think we'll see players master as they return to the Beast to play again, but it's a very appropriate challenge for the first round. It feels just scary enough to not quite feel like you can commit to your shot fully.
Cadence and Rachel 1 under par.
This is where the appropriate challenges end as we move into the hardest hole of the day. Hole 3, you're going to see most players laying up here on the short side. Last year we saw a lot more competitors going for it over on the opposite side of this out of bounds, but I feel like they might have pulled it back a little bit. It feels like maybe 360 or 370 to cross now, potentially even a little longer than that, and it is kind of on a more of a turning or a flexing angle. It's a par 5, so you throw another big shot and ideally get somewhere where that OB widens a little bit if you do make it across on your first, but a lot of players having to throw 2 huge shots to get anywhere close to the basket. Usually with a little approach, the basket is perched on a hill and one of the higher elevated baskets we see all year, with OB just behind the basket. So potential for a lot of things happening both in the fairway with the roped OB and right around the basket with that tight out of bounds.
If we're seeing this card layup, it's too far.
Yeah.
To reach the fairway. I mean, this
Well, Cadence has been ripping drives.
Yeah.
We've talked about Rachel's distance, and they're both laying up.
I know, and that's so common. And Eveliina gonna go for it, but
one of the farthest throwers in our sport and turning the disc over.
Yeah, I don't mind the whole design in theory, but just that landing zone should be just a bit closer, I think. This is a sub 800 foot par 5, and it's averaging 3/4 of a stroke over par.
I wish I had measured the exact distance from tee pad to the short side, because right now the best I can do is a guess. Silva going for it here and barely squeaking over. That is, she needs to flex at the camera.
Or just walk normally like always.
My guess is every bit of 360 or 370. Slightly uphill.
It's, as you said earlier, this course is so high risk, but also high reward. I mean, she can go for birdie where everyone else, it would take something crazy to get up there for a birdie.
Yeah, the second shot is difficult also. You can see Rachel making contact with some of those tree limbs on the right. It's very easy to throw the second shot OB left. It takes a pretty finicky nose angle here to get your disc to turn a lot before it fades. Cadence showing us that flex line. It's really well done. Eveliina going to take it from the short side after not crossing that second OB area or safe area.
Going absolutely huge here. To the cameraman. Wow.
She's like, if I had just done that first.
Exactly. What a beautiful flight.
And Silva from the other side, the only one on our lead card to do it.
And right where she's starting to fade right here, the OB does kind of bubble out to the left, so she'll be obstructed but safe.
There is a lane over there. That's what she's probably trying to go for, but she did not throw that disc as far as she would probably like. We'll see what she's working with. Rachel with a pretty typical third shot here.
Yeah, just probably looking to get it within 100 feet or so. Wow. And that's going to be great for par. Cadence is third. Kind of splitting the trees here. Just going to fade over to the left, and that's really well done.
Yeah, nice safe shot, but out over the OB. Really great trust in her discs.
I'm wondering if anyone ever gets a birdie from laying up on the tee shot, right? I mean, like, they're both kind of close.
Well, I say no way. I did it in doubles with Zach.
Nice.
I threw all the shots, got a birdie, but it was just a little bit of luck on the second shot.
Yeah. Eveliina laying up her fifth. Still going to have a putt to make for bogey. Silva with some tricky footing here, unable to get inside the circle. And this is a risky basket to putt on. The OB's so close behind it, and a pretty steep hill.
5 competitors out of 43 got to circle 1 in regulation. Isn't it crazy that only 8 did on hole 2?
Whoa.
And 5 did on this one?
Wait.
Isn't that weird?
Don't math at me like that. I don't like that.
But the difference is only 8 got to circle 2 in regulation, where 20 did on hole 2. Yeah, just the elite distance throwers finding a birdie opportunity on hole 3. Silva one of those elite distance throwers. Also, one of
Nice.
the greatest in the game on the putting green. That is such a scary putt. I can't tell you how scary that putt is.
I mean, guaranteed OB if she misses.
Guaranteed. And Eveliina going to show us where that out of bounds is.
Ooh, rough hole for Eveliina. And this is not a gimme of a comebacker.
No, there's...
Oh, she's just going to re-putt with a penalty stroke. That's smart.
Yeah, there's some low-hanging tree branches over there that make it hard to see the basket. But look at this recovery shot.
Still, a triple can be tough to shake.
Gonna shout out those birdies. We got to watch Silva Saarinen, but Jennifer Allen and Ella Hansen also finding the 4.
And 3 of our feature card ladies at 1 down for the round. What do you think is a good score out here on this course?
I think even par is great. I think it's going to be right around our top 10 area. I think we could see a 5. We might even see an 8.
Oof,
but
5 would be awesome.
Yeah, you really have to be on. I think 8 is like the number of like not gimme birdies, but ones that most of the field can find.
For sure. Hole 4 is a par 4, 617 feet. First shot, you're just trying to go down the lane and stay in the middle. It's more about placement than distance. I don't know, this is not one that I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna ring it up for birdie. It's just so difficult to get a drive down there far enough to have the clear look. We'll see if these ladies can show us how it's done. Backhand or forehand work. I would say the worst mistake is to go early left.
The tee shot,
oh, pretty.
The tee shot really begs for a slower speed disc. I think it sets up nicely for a mid or a fairway. But like Erika said, if you want to go for birdie here, you almost have to pull out a distance driver. It's or really push the ceiling with your lower speed drivers and rely on them not having any fade, because even if you get big distance and land left, there is nothing to work with over there. So you can see Cadence really pushing that disc to the right side, and that was huge.
Huge and a little bit lucky, which I think you probably need.
Yes.
Both. I love the forehand here.
Yeah, I think it's a really smart play, but again, doesn't maybe get you the distance for the birdie. But like Erika said, a lot of players just accepting par and playing the best they can to get that score.
Ooh, sit down. Rachel definitely overcooked that one. She's going to be pretty far over to the left. She can find her way back to the fairway, but it's still going to be 2 tricky shots most likely to just get there for her par. Oh, Eveliina trying to drive the green, it looks like.
Oh my God. Wow. There's that little bit of luck that you also need on this hole. And that was absolutely crushed.
That's huge. I like it. I like just, let's absolutely rip this thing through these woods.
This little spectator area is not out of bounds. So you can see Rachel trying to push through.
Oh,
Man.
no.
What?
Yeah, that second shot, really not a bad effort at all, but a horrible roll. And it's rough on that late left side as well. The reason I like the sidearm is because the mistake is usually late right. And it's not too bad over there for par.
Silva putting a good move on this standstill shot. It was really tricky. It looked like a tight gap. You're fine with where she landed. As long as the disc lays down, you are happy.
And Cadence with a great tee shot. Really, really good. Still left with such a difficult approach. And that's going to be itchy in there.
I am pretty astonished how far Cadence and Eveliina just landed. I've never seen tee shots that far.
I mean, I hadn't seen any to the level of Cadence's, and then Eveliina comes through and just blasts one. But I think that highlights, our point though, that it's almost not worth it to get that risky on this one. And
Rachel with a really great third shot. The fact that she gave herself a look is pretty insane. She was definitely blind from where she threw.
Impressive.
Eveliina opting for a forehand here, and she's going to make contact with the last guardian tree. That was a very friendly bounce, though. It looks like she didn't quite drop into the rough.
I'm guessing one birdie today. That's my guess.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have guessed, but there was only... I'm not spoiling
I'm
it.
just going to sit here in suspense with all of you. We're in this together.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, what is this? Right to left side slope. Brutal.
So this hole, I think, is really cool. I think it just has so much potential to be one of the best holes ever. And I think it is a great MPO hole, but maybe one that could use a little editing for FPO, or I think maybe just stacking up the fact that we have a lot of these really long par fours makes it extra challenging to get through. Rachel almost recovering her par.
That would have been an insane par save. Silva trying to save hers. Gonna hit left side chains and have to settle for a bogey.
But the woods on this hole are so cool.
Yeah.
This is the third most difficult hole of the day, averaging at 0.6 over par. Cadence with one of the best drives I've ever seen, still having to do work to get that par. There was only one birdie today.
Ooh, wow. Nailed it. Who was it?
Olivia Kinstedt.
All right, congrats.
And it looks like she, wow. I would like to see her drive because she was 20 feet from the basket for her birdie.
Wow.
Shout out, Olivia. Yeah, I kind of like these par fours where you have to play for par, but we just have a lot of them on this course.
So, and the other course.
And the other course.
It's a lot of everything you have to par, which everyone knows is the most fun style of golf.
Yeah, they live up to their names, the Beast and the Monster.
And the Monster. But, I mean, it's Worlds. Let's challenge ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Here's hole 5, another shorter par 3. This one is absolutely scoreable, but it takes a special shot because it drops off very quickly behind the basket and also on the left side of the green. There's not a lot of room. You can't just dummy a hyzer up there. I think the perfect shot is a backhand straight mid-range. You see forehands as well, although there's some trees on the left side as you're coming into the green that can get in the way. I think if you're gonna make a mistake, you want to be on the right side a little bit higher. Being on the left side can make for some pretty tricky uphill approaches.
That's the main reason I like the sidearm. Friendlier mistake.
Cadence just kind of crashing one to the right. You see a lot of players do this and hopefully get around that big complex tree. This hole's so fun.
I do like this one a lot. Eveliina just piping one down there. Gets past that simple tree in the edge of the circle.
Yeah, she'll have a little bit of a scary putt. It drops off pretty good behind the basket from that angle. Silva just a master at this type of a shot. She turns it just a little bit too much, but she will be putting.
Rachel opting for the backhand also.
Doesn't like it out of the hand.
A little too overturned. Somewhere in circle 2 obstructed. Oof.
Oh, I didn't realize Silva's was so early. I thought she was that next tree.
Yeah, I did too.
And what a good recovery shot. That can get scary quickly.
Yeah, so Silva could use a stress-free par at this point too. That birdie bogey golf is tiring. Rachel finding a little window with the forehand. That was well managed. Eveliina looking for her first birdie just inside the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. A little straddle hyzer putt. On the board.
Cadence with a bit of a tester herself here.
Nah. Oh.
Ugh.
I'm not. That really is a Jomez. I try not to complain about baskets too much, but I will say these give dead center spits more than any basket I've ever seen.
Cadence taking it in stride. Yeah, it's weird. You kind of want to avoid hitting the pole at all. Dead center, from the right, from the left. Don't hit the pole. Just kind of settle into the chains on these baskets.
Rough break for Cadence there, but it looks like she shook that one off pretty effectively, and she's having such a clean round. Bogey free out here at either of the courses out here would be such an unbelievable feeling. Even bogey free through 5, like that's so good.
Yes. Yeah, you do kind of want to set yourself up for a few more birdies in these first handful of holes. They are like some of the shortest, but by no means the easiest.
No. Hole 6, a par 3, 328 feet. A pretty technical gap to start. It feels tighter than it looks and kind of continues all the way down the fairway. There is no out of bounds, which is nice, but I would say the left side's a little bit worse than the right as you get up to the green. We're up on a hill, so some putting difficulties potentially. I have not figured this one out, so I don't.
Yeah.
Let's just see what they do.
I think it's a strict hyzer flip shot that turns into the gap. Eveliina gonna show us the way.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it almost calls for a fairway, I feel like, but you have to throw a distance driver to get there. So you really have to have a strong control over your distance shots. At 328, we will see some players throwing fairways as well, but it's uphill and plays closer to, what would you say, like 350, 360?
Yeah, it's far. It's a full rip. Okay. All right, everyone making me feel silly, honestly. Eveliina threw a champion Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Cadence, S-line, DD.
Okay,
yeah, just a little hyzer, flippy, drifty guy. All right, all right.
But you see so many players throwing that perfect little hyzer, flippy distance guy, hitting this tree. This is a very common area to land, or just barely crawling into the wood chips and having a deep circle 2 putt straight uphill.
Rachel putting a lot of turn on hers, but it's going to work out for her.
Yeah, get some nice little branch action there at the end.
There is some room on that right side if you overturn it. Okay, I'm learning a lot.
Players used to go outside of the trees and try to chip a hyzer in and give themselves a
Really?
long putt. Yeah.
Huh.
I think maybe the gap got smaller as the trees have grown. I don't know. I don't see it as often anymore. Ooh, ooh, dang. Nice little step putt from Silva Saarinen.
Got some heat on it. Cadence looking for another birdie. She's, what, halfway inside circle 2? No, just outside the circle. Rachel from a similar distance. Off the band.
There were 12 birdies on hole. There were only 5 birdies on hole 6 today, and only 5 competitors getting to circle 1 in regulation, whereas 19 got to circle 2 in regulation. So a similar story to hole 2. This green is very difficult to get to, but once you get there, it's not an easy putt either.
Yeah, Eveliina just too much hyzer, a little too low left on that putt.
Yeah, pretty crazy to have 19 competitors in circle 2 and only 5 birdies.
Man, Cadence missing again, and still about 28 26 feet to go. Good comebacker. Call that 8 meters.
Cadence, one of those players that has such a powerful putt, so she's going to have to face these long comeback putts if she is having a bit of an off day.
Rachel in for par. Having a clean round so far. Mad is right, though. There are a lot harder holes coming, and you do kind of want to pad your score if you can in this first part of the round.
Beth at 69.
I just told myself, you got to will this one in there. Whatever you have, just will it in there.
This man is unbelievable. This is what athletes live for. This is the moment.
Hole 7, the second most difficult hole of the day. It's 627 feet, and I think the tee shot is the hardest part of the hole. The green is pretty difficult as well. Most FPO players looking at a landing zone that's not ideal. This is one of the landing zones on the course that hasn't quite been considered for the FPO field, it seems like. The rest of the hole, you just kind of navigate wherever your tee shot lands, but the biggest gap is the center gap that kind of fades gently to the right the entire way to the green. The basket's perched on the edge of a cliff, and most competitors going to be left with an approach shot to that very scary green. So it's a story of who can throw a nice little touchy approach shot. Eveliina kicking to the right a little bit. That's the direction you do not want to go. The perfect shot is a bail out to the left, right before that last tree that you can see in the dead center.
Let's see if Silva can show us the way. That's a nice looking shot.
That's great.
That's perfect, honestly.
It really is. And Silva, you know, she's not one of the biggest distance throwers in the field. I mean, she proved us wrong on hole 3, but it's requires a good 320 to get to this little landing zone.
Yeah,
300, 320.
I think easily.
Even
and dead straight too.
Dead straight the whole way. If you come in early, exactly what just happened to Rachel can happen to anyone.
And I mean, you're gonna be thankful for a bogey where Rachel just landed.
You see a ton of disc landing in this area where Cadence is. I landed there today. It's, you know, at least you're not down here where Rachel is, but there's just nothing over there. The landing zone for this hole is just a little too small. And with not great footing.
Yeah, it's just, again, similar to, oh boy, hole 4. Just, like, not quite rewarded for a great shot with this landing zone.
So Cadence going to try to go to the left of this birch tree, I believe. Lots of space to work. This is a really good-looking shot.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's so good.
Wow, nice recovery.
Dang. That was beautiful. Some good distance, too, from where she is. Eveliina looking at the low window.
Little tunnel.
Little basement window.
Sick. She just got so much power on that just from a casual little flick of the wrist there. Wow. I love when she knows it's good.
Silva a little pinched up on a tree, but she is a specialist at these standstill shots. And that is good enough for a par. This is another hole, like hole 4 exactly, where most players aren't trying to necessarily get a birdie.
I don't even think there was a birdie on this one today.
Yeah, you're
that's my guess.
Dang it. But it's just not one that you're putting on your list. If your drive ends up in a place that's good enough, cool. But most of the time, the landing zone is so finicky that you're not going to be able to necessarily get up and down and give yourself a reliable putt.
Rachel finding an early tree in the flight of that approach. Still a lot of work left here, and the speed control is so important. She manages that really nicely. As Madison said, that cliff, it's steep.
Here's Cadence after that sweet second shot.
Ooh, coming in really hot.
Yes, she is. Oh, no.
Oof.
And this drop-off is so steep. There's about 80 feet or maybe 100 feet before the water, and you just don't really want anything to do with it. Eveliina tucked on the right side. This is a tricky little approach shot. It's tough to get close to the basket. You end up having to leave yourself this little death putt. Silva with the best look. She's able to just jump putt something down to the green. Okay, so we see how all these competitors have played the hole. Imagine 3 players got to circle 1 in regulation.
Okay.
And those 3 were also the only ones that got to circle 2 in regulation.
Ooh.
Isn't that crazy?
Ooh, yeah. Oh, man. Cadence giving it such a good bid.
So they must have done something pretty magical off the tee. But
that's crazy.
Yeah,
no circle 2s.
No one landed in circle 2.
Wow. And a nice scramble from Eveliina. That second shot was something special.
What a putt.
Rachel, she did a fairly good job. I mean, she could have saved par, which is surprising considering where she landed off the tee, but gonna have to walk away with the bogey.
Shout out to the birdies on the day. Valerie Mandujano from 20 feet, Jennifer Allen from 20 feet, Hannah Blumroos from 13
Wow.
feet. Or 9 feet. Wow, she parked it. Shout out to Hannah. She parked this. That's incredible.
Sick.
I would like to see her tee shot. That hole averaging 3/4 of a stroke over par.
Not very many people under par here. Wow. Through 7. Hole 8, the shortest hole of the day, par 3, 236 feet. It is uphill, but it's reachable by everyone in the field. You're just throwing a hyzer, essentially. You just need to get it up and over these hay bales. If you don't, you're going to be left with a pretty long putt outside the circle. The OP doesn't really come into play. Just get it up there. Just do it. Live your dreams.
It's 236, plays closer to, I would say, 310, maybe 320.
That far?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a solid rip for sure, but
I feel like I'm crushing this disc. Look, Eveliina looks like she's sending it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more than it says, but
I'm throwing a distance driver. What about you?
Well, yeah, obviously I'm throwing a distance driver.
So it's over 300.
Okay, all right.
Silva crawling over those hay bales, getting some nice little ground play as well. This is the second easiest hole of the day.
Oh, I would have guessed easiest. We forgot our game.
We did forget our game.
Rachel with a nice shot as well. This is probably the only hole out here where you're like mad if you don't get a birdie look. And even then, you're not even that mad. It's just a hard course. Looks like maybe a bit of a slip there from Cadence. She looks unhappy with the effort. It's going to leave her a long putt. Not even a putt. Cadence just having to settle for the par, which is a bummer after the back-to-back bogeys on this shorter par 3. A nice putt from Silva.
Yeah, she's making those putts look very easy.
That's what she does.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel to get back to even par.
Yeah, nice little bounce back from that last bogey.
Eveliina in as well. Eveliina looking solid, just that one hole that kind of stacked mistakes. Otherwise looking clean. Jennifer Allen leading the field 3 down through 8.
Let's wrap up the front 9 with this par 3. It's one of the longer par 3s at 361, but still reachable by players in the field. You see forehands up this left side that the drone is flying. You see backhand flexing shots through a little bit of a smaller gap on the right-hand side. There is out of bounds all the way down the right-hand side that I think is the most common place that players go out of bounds, but you do see people hitting trees and finding that early left side OB as well. It's a nice flat green, so friendly putting.
Eveliina going, ooh, a nice turning shot here. Wow.
Uh-oh. Coming in hot, gets caught by the guardian tree next to the green.
That was beautiful.
This hole's so fun. I love this little turning shot.
Yeah,
Silva.
it's fun to get one turning for this long.
Yep.
Like we don't get to play a lot of holes like this.
Silva with the perfect hyzer flip, turning just at the right moment, fading right at the end as well. Yay, we get to watch it again.
She even smiled, so you know it's good.
So good.
Perfect.
Rachel with a little too much turn here, but she throws it low enough that she is able to find the ground before she slides OB.
Yeah, classic mistake on this one.
Cadence a little late release here, but she throws a stable enough disc that...
Come on.
Oh my gosh.
I'm playing a dangerous game.
Yes, she is. You want to hear something crazy? There was only one OB stroke on the field.
Wow.
Today.
That is crazy.
Out of 43 competitors.
I mean, it is one of the wider fairways, but it's right there if you have like a fairly errant shot.
Yeah, I know that everyone that practices this hole knows how easy it is to go OB, right? Here's Cadence almost straddling the line. Finding front cage, almost a nice conversion for birdie.
Eveliina missing kind of early left. It's been her miss all day. Softly kicking her mini in frustration.
Silva with another birdie. And what a beautiful tee shot. 2 in a row.
It's difficult to string them together out here.
Mm-hmm.
Eveliina making good on that little par comebacker. Halfway through.
Yep, and we have a lot more holes to play. If you're looking at in terms of steps covered.
Oh, a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, we have a lot of long walks through neighborhoods. The Beast is such an interesting course because you do really explore the area around the course along with the holes themselves. Looks like right now to be in the top 10, you're got to be around even par. Look at that giant tie for 7th. That's one thing about this course is there's not a lot of scoring separation with the lengths of the holes and how difficult it is to get a birdie. Yeah, what we got 9 more holes and 4 more rounds after this as
Woo!
well. I know that we're in for the
Settle
long
in.
haul here at the World Championships. First time ever in Finland. Get excited. I know we are in the booth. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.